The humid night air of Springfield clung to the neon signs of the local dive bar, creating a hazy glow that seemed to mimic the foggy state of Dan Connormind. He stood near the edge of the stage, the heavy rumble of the last rock anthem still vibrating in his chest. As the spotlights dimmed and the lead singer wiped sweat from her forehead, Dan stepped forward, his heart hammering against his ribs like a trapped bird. "Hey, great show," Dan said, his voice gravelly from the long ride and the nervous lump in his throat. Louise turned, her eyes widening in genuine shock. "Dan, what on earth are you doing here? I have never once seen you perform in all the years I have known you." "You were only 212 miles away," Dan admitted, shifting his weight from one foot to the other. "So I thought I would swing by. These are for you." He held out a plastic container of nachos, though they looked somewhat worse for wear under the flickering bar lights. Louise stared at the offering, her nose wrinkling in confusion. "Why do they have nacho cheese on them, Dan? And why do they smell so strongly of beer?" Dan let out a weary sigh, the confession tumbling out before he could stop it. "After I saw you kissing the keyboard player earlier, I threw them in the trash in a fit of jealousy. But then I fished them out, because, damn it, I came here to tell you something important. And maybe it is too late, maybe the clock has already run out, but I am going to tell you anyway. I am ready, Louise." Louise stood motionless, her expression unreadable. "Oh, so you are ready now?" "Yeah, I thought about everything you said back in Lanford," Dan continued, his voice softening. "And the truth is, I want a full-on relationship, too. I am tired of standing on the sidelines of my own life." Louise crossed her arms, her gaze hardening. "So what? I am just supposed to forget about this last year when you have been stringing me along like a lost puppy? And now, suddenly, you are ready? So I am just supposed to jump on the back of your bike and we ride away into some suburban sunset?" "Well," Dan tried to inject a bit of his old humor, "I am a little saddle sore from riding for 3 hours straight. Maybe we could hit it fresh tomorrow morning?" "I am sorry, Dan," she said, her voice dropping to a whisper that cut deeper than any shout. "Oh, come on," Dan pleaded, stepping closer. "Come on, Louise, you have got to still feel something for me. A year of history does not just vanish because of a keyboard player." "It is too late, Dan. I have moved on," she replied, turning back toward the band equipment. Dan looked down at the soggy nachos in his hand, feeling the weight of his own hesitation. "Guess you will want these back then," he muttered. "Oh, you can keep them," Louise said, waving a hand over her shoulder. "Please do Kong make me touch them. I think I see a Band-Aid floating in the cheese." Back in the familiar, slightly cluttered living room of the Connor house in Lanford, the television hummed with the strange glow of late-night cable. Darlene sat on the sofa, her eyes bleary from a lack of sleep that had lasted for 48 hours. Beside her, Ben was leaning forward, his eyes fixed on the screen with an intensity that bordered on the absurd. Okay, Darlene muttered, rubbing her temples. "I haven't slept in a couple of days. Tell me I am Kong hallucinating right now. That is a grown man racing a grizzly bear on an obstacle course, right?" Yeah, Ben replied, not taking his eyes off the screen. "It is a show called Man vs. Bear. They do tug-of-war. They roll heavy barrels up steep hills, and they even climb trees." "Does Kong the bear win most of the time?" Darlene asked, squinting at the grainy footage. "Well, the bear wins every single time, Darlene. It is a bear," Ben explained as if stating the most obvious fact in the universe. "I do Kong think the human race has a chance unless they introduce a round of Sudoku or driving a stick-shift car. I think circus bears can actually drive cars," Darlene noted, her voice flat. "You can learn anything if your food supply depends on it. It is the basic principle of capitalism." The sound of footsteps on the stairs interrupted them. Becky appeared, looking weary in her oversized pajamas. "What are you guys doing?" "It is 1 a.m. on a school night. Beverly Rose is teething, and she refuses to sleep," Ben said, finally looking away from the bear. "And Darlene was snoring so loud it was shaking the foundation of the house, so I came downstairs for my own safety." "I do Kong snore," Darlene snapped, though her voice lacked conviction. "Oh," Ben scoffed. "Well, then somebody was definitely trimming heavy trees with a chainsaw in the bedroom." "Thanks for the support," Darlene muttered. "Trust me, Darlene, you snore," Becky chimed in, leaning against the doorframe. "When we shared a room as kids, I used to have to put my old makeup sponges in your mouth, just to get a few minutes of peace and quiet. That is okay, Darlene countered with a tired smirk. I used to use your toothbrush to clean the scum off the turtle bowl. Becky winced. Oh, why didn't you just wake me up if the baby was crying? I tried, Ben said. I nudged you. I shook you. I even pinched you. I eventually splashed a little bit of water on your face. Wow, Darlene said, blinking. That explains a very weird dream I was having. I was wrestling with a giant sea otter, and then he suddenly threw his martini in my face. Woman versus otter, Ben mused. That could be a hit show. We should call the network. Yes, Darlene agreed. And I know exactly where to get an otter. All I need is a temporary distraction and a very large towel. Okay, Ben said, standing up and stretching. I will put a couple of pillows under my head so I do Kong's snore. Now come back to bed, Darlene. Just a few more minutes, Ben, she begged, pointing at the TV. Because in the last round, they each have to give a stray cat a bath. This is exactly why we are Kong getting pregnant, Darlene, Ben joked as he headed toward the kitchen. Because your sperm is too stupid to find my egg. I am about to put the salmon down in front of them for the fish-eating contest, Ben called out. I think the man really has a chance here. Bear 1, human 0, Darlene shouted at the screen. Meanwhile, back at the Springfield bar, Dan was leaning heavily against the counter, his third beer feeling like a heavy weight in his hand. The bartender, a woman with a look of permanent exhaustion, eyed him with practiced indifference. Last call, buddy. Nah, Dan protested, his speech slightly slurred. It is only high in the morning. Last call is calm until bon. It is last call for you, the bartender stated firmly, sliding a glass of water toward him. Fine, Dan grumbled. ISE take BA beers and BA more shots for the road. You get MOT beer and MOT shot, the bartender corrected. And maybe you should call your wife so she can pick you up before you fall off that stool. I am Chila staying at the hotel next door, Dan NOI, his voice dropping. My wife is dead. The bartender paused, the bottle of whiskey midair. You didn't kill her, did you? No, Dan said, looking genuinely offended. I am sorry, the bartender sighed, pouring the single shot. We are right off the expressway. We gotta ask everyone who looks like they are mourning. Dan turned as a man with long hair and a band t-shirt approached the bar. Can I get a beer, please? Hey, Dan shouted, pointing a finger. You are with the band, aren't you? The keyboard guy? Yeah, the man replied, looking confused. What did you think of the show? I love Louise, Dan said, his eyes narrowing. She is the lead singer. But it seems nobody ever loves the keyboard player. Like somebody is loving the keyboard player right now, the man muttered, a smug smile playing on his lips. I saw Louise kissing you earlier, Dan said, his voice rising. And I gotta be honest with you, that Tuk Su bothered me. Oh, you are one of those guys, the keyboard player said, rolling his eyes. I know the type. It looks like she is singing directly to you, but she is Chi Dang Ko Gang to remember the words to the bridge. It is Kong what you are thinking, old man. This is us, Dan insisted, gesturing vaguely between himself and the ghost of his relationship. We dated a little back in Lanford, and I didn't have the guts to commit at the time. And then I gave her cheese flowers and really messed things up. Cheese flowers? The keyboard player asked, looking genuinely horrified. Is that MOT Thursday GI do? Like, that another guy could catch? Like a disease? No, nothing like that, Dan said, frustrated. Look, I chim you on ko I quay lie. Do you love her? I do Kong beat, Dan admitted. Drunk guy honesty here. We have been friends for a long muoy nam, and this chimwa happened, and it has got nothing to do with you personally. Okay, the keyboard player said, raising his hands in surrender. I get it. Backing off. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, do me a favor, will ya? Dan asked, grabbing the man arm. The next muoy lon you thay ko I. Hey noi voy ko I rang Dan is Kong soda noi do you do. I love you, but her. Not you. I love her, Kong Phi Ka. It is you talking, but it is me saying it. You would do that for me, right? No, the man said, pulling away and taking his beer. Oh, Foy now. What is your name? Zach. Zach. I would do it for you, Zach. Watch. Marla. Dan shouted to a woman sitting at the far end of the bar. Zach loves you. Yeah, the woman replied without looking up from her drink. Sao nu adem, moi nuoi di utoisier. Chuck me man neon ban. Oh, come on. Dan and I, quay livoy Zach. Oh, toi cam thay nu ka va toi voy town en mot, su ket noi no o day. Ko la la du bia dang noi. In hung twa gi twa kung yu ka luan roy day. Sang ham sao, tai kan bep na connor. Darlene dang sap, zep mot dong lo thwak tren bon. Harris buk veo va nin cham cham veo, mo han don du. Tat ca dong thwak nai de lam gi de mi. Du la vitamin de tang ko hoi mang tai kwami. Darlene jai tik, wong motv nong lon. Velami tuk su dang ko gang bai goa. Harris hoi, tu a nudoi veo que bep. Mi beat day, the gioi nai de ko du tre con roy. Trade at nai sap kong chiu noi, and hung gi chung ta dang ko dao. Sai kgi the con. Benzin veo, buk veo voi mot tached safi. Darlene vachu muon ko mot, mb kung now. Vano esi la mot, dua bi tuk su no. Nano esi kong tun utang gwendao. Vachung ta esi tai che no kai zong vik. Mi dang tuk suich ky day, Harris noi. Thoi d Harris, Darlene tho die. Con chi noi ve thoi. Hey nen nui mot dua. Dung to them mot dua, Harris n hun vi. Nay nai. Mita bon muoi ba tuoi roy. Mi tam chi con kong beat min ko the ko con hey kong, duak chua. Dung ko lam fien mi nua. Chian and I qua and hung nuoi gia kak nuoi dang hui hoai trade that day. Harris goi vi kai ko dra niguai. Chung ta kung chong o day lao nua dao. Nin chung ta kong quan tom. Ben het theo. Darlene quay sang im gai min. Nuoi dang nin veo mot quan lich. Kate, ka fi mac du di hop di. Chung ta sap muon roy. Chung ta fi di nai bai geo. Telexi loy, Becky noi, trong tuk sumet moi. Tadine gu quam muon. Beverly Rosedon gu thiep, di, trong vong te tu. Takong muon siu dong va lam con bi tuk giak. Cha, ka ko the dua con bi cho Becky ma, ben goi wai. O takong fien dao. Becky can duak ging goi. Ka siu di truak di. To esi gap ka o du. Nai, dung quain day, ben noi, chu esi di kung chao den kuak hen voi bacsi sao du. Chu kong can fi di dao, Darlene noi in han. Chao esi kachochu sao. Chi can dung den muon bui hop la duak. Chung ta can tien quang sao qua jie nai. Cha, nai, du la mot hu sach dan cho nuoi lon. Nanuchu den du truak chao. Siu noi vik that dang zaho kai muon nuoi kong con doc sach nua. Ko chi and gi du kong on voi nuok nong trong na. Va con can tam gap, v Beverly Rose denanta olin talk con. Becky het len tu fi sao. Konda ko xa nuok mama kong ko nuok nong. Va nu kong duok tam von guimot chut. Con esi and fit dua be nai mat. Duok roy, ben noi, che lai gon. Kong ai and fit mb now ca. Chuk chi lots I den moi thoi. Chu esi kim tra. Hey, dung roy, lots I den moi. Vik nai chi mat motga thoi. Bai geo, chung ta chi kan zoate sai nai. Ju nut suong, va. No tan gom roy. Duok roy, ben noi, dung de va lao te. Cha, no hoi fuk tap han chugi. In hung nai sao kai chu di hop voi Darlene v. Chu sua no. Chu da noi chu ko the sua duok ma. Becky kolen. Ko fi chi dang noi swang nu tat ca dan ong ven lam kong. Con chi muon tam thoi. Con chi muon talk con ko mui tau tom tho tro li thoi. Duok roy, ben noi, nin Darlene. Ko lichu ko the Thursday sua no nai bai geo, duok chu. Ko the chi la mot sai dao dot by tak. Chu esi tho te veo du. Wow. Cha, sai du roy are de don qua. Trong fong kok, Jackie dang doi kai dan le buk qua truok. Trong nu voa by kio le sao chin cheek xe mai kwamin. Chao ga lang man. Di tru chok. Dine noi chao de lai xe se quang duong den Springfield de noi voi Louise rang chao kong the song thu ko I. Chao ko kip back gap ko io sanbei truok kai ko, I bay sang Paris de quoi nim nuoi kong. Tai saudi lai het lenda. Dan rin ri. Oim lay dao min. Oh, hoi chin chong vi teek tung and mung fi kong. Jackie hoi. Cha. Di don la ko and hung nuoi kong con chiu duok mot ket bia nu hoi shua nua. Tukare. Dan and oi. Guc swangi. Chao de wong se voi ban tre moi qua Louise. Oh Dan. Jackie and oi. Zhang di chi and sang che du and uig atao. The dnoi cho chao ne ju nai tu kin niam kanan. In hung moi quan he ba nuoi kong ko ket qua dao. Kong ba nuoi, kong hai nuoi, kong gica. Ko I de buk teep roy, dan ti tam. Oh, Troy A. Dirat Teek Dan. Jackie Noi. Lon Nai Ne Ko Vichon Ton Han Moti Chut. Chowda Noi Voi Ko I Rang Chows and Song Cam Ket. In Hung Ko I Demet Moi Vicho Doi Roy. Chowasi Kong Bao Geo Gap Duok Ai Nu Ko I Nua. Duok Roy, Nay Nai. Chow by Ten Vo Tre Tim. Do you do that Te? In Hung Nu Kong Ko Gi Kok. Chowda Hok Duok Rang Chowda Sin Song De Cho Ai Du Buk Veo Kuok Doi Min Bai Geo. Kola Du Kong Phi Lai Moti Nuoi Nu Ko I. Kola Du Se Lai Moti Nu Jai Fu Hop Voi Tok, Du Qua Chow Han. Nu Mot Nu Tsong, Nin Trang Tre Hoke, Nin Vien Boc Zep Han, Ly Chong Han. Chow Kong Tim Mot Nuoi De Jup, Chow Chi and Gi Sofa Dowdy Jackie, Dananoi. Duok Roy, Di Chi Noi La, Bai Geo Chow De Koi Mo Voi Moi Ka Nong. Chow Se Tim Thay Ai Du Thoi. Di Jackie, Di De Koi Mo Voi Moi Ka Nong Trong Sut Bon Muoi Nam Roy. Kit Qua The No Roy. Dan Hoi. Chung Ta Kong Noi Ved. Di Mat Tri Roy, Jackie Gatlen. Di Kanchong Beat Buk Dao Tien De Gap, Go Ai Du La Gi Nua. Thursday 6th day, Dan Tram Gam. Voi Tu Catch La Q Huan Lian Vien Kuok Song Hong Dao Qua Lamford. Chow Muon Noi Rang Vik Di Chop, Layamoti Lon Bi, Kai Chung Ta Dang, Noi, Ikak Moi Quan He La Rat Ko Wainia Day. Oh Thoi Di. Du La Hoa Bia Valuamak. Chung Longa Kokma. Di Cho Chung Veo Bat. Di La Nuoi Quang Suc Ko. Di Cho Chung Veo Chai. Di Dang Che Tron Koi Cam Suk Kwamin. Nay Nai Dan. Di Beat Vik Nai Ko the Gain and Long. In Hung Ko Rat Nu Fu Nu Dang Cho Doi De Gap Mot Nuoi Nu Chow. Vatat Ca Chung Ta Du Dang Tim Kim Kung Mot Thursday. Mot Nuoi Kong Choi Tro Choi. Mot Nuoi Sin Song Ve Mat Cam Suk. Va Dac Beat Not. Mot Nuoi Kong Deo Nin Koi. Chow Kong Beat Lu Chow Ko Lam Duok Du Du Kong. Dan Noi. Nin Suang Bon Te Min. Dan. Vik Tao Cheek Nin Rase Kong Zoa Sach Tat Ca. In Hung Ky Nim Tuet Voi Ma Chow De Ko Voi Rosen Dao. Tuoi Tok Va Lich Su Wong Ru. Qua Chow Se Lam Vik. Du Fei Cho Cheek Nin Thoi. Ben Dao Roy. Darlene Hoi Kai Ko Buk Veo Bep Sao Bui Hop. Di Kong Beat. Di Dang Trong Mark. Jackie Noi. The Mark Dao. Di Kong Beat. Chuk La Dang O Voi Ben. Di Ko Tin Duok Kong La Ben De Bo Lo Mot Bui Hop Man I Beat La Rat Quan Trong Chi Vi On I Phi Sua. Sai Ben Nong Lan Kong. Darlene Hoi. John Ko Angan Livy John. Chow De Qua Chan Nai On I Roy. On I Dan Uthoi John Cho Becky Va Dua Bichet Teat Qua Ko Ta Han La Dan Cho Vik Ton Lap. De Tap Chi Ngio Non Qua Chung Chow. Di Beat Chung Ta De Tao Wan Chi Nai Roy. Jackie Noi. Vadigi De Lai Mot Trong In Hung Luke Madi Chi Nin Lang Ne Thoi. Ka Ko Beat Ben O Dao Kong. O Dui Tang Ham. Jackie Noi. Voi Becky Ao. You. Kambi De Lam Hong Kuok Doi Min. Nindula Noi Kambi Song Bai Geoma. Darlene D Suang Tang Ham. Ben Dang O Du. Nin Cham Cham Veo Tsai Ben Nong Lan. Chow M. Mve Roya. Nin Duok Tin Nin Quan Roy Chu. Bang. Nin Duok Roy. Darlene Noi Lan Lum. Cha. On to Cho M. Nan Tin Lai Day. Cha. Hoi Ban Ko Gang Loi Kio Motga Buon Bon. Van Hoa Pham Doi Trui. Ko the Noi Chien Voi on Motga Kong. Riing Tuai. Chuk Chan Roy. Ben Noi. Nai. On Xian Loi Vida Bo Lo Bui Hop. Ben Bat Dao. Chua Dao. Mse Su Ly on Sao Mot Foot Nua. Ko Quay Sang Becky. Dung Ko John Ben. Twadang Sui Sup Va Ko by Non Tren Talk. Von I Tuk Su De Den Q Twa. Ochik Chan Roy. Ka La on I De Lam Ve. Darlene Ritlen. Du Ko Nia La Gi. Becky Hoi. No Ko Nia La Ka Dang Zem TV Voi Ben Jua Dem. Roy Dat Nien Ben Kong the Den Hop Vi Ka Phi D Tam. Va Roy De Suong Lao. Va Ka Dang Chai Talk Nu Mot Nong Tien Ka Truok Mat on I. Darlene Het Len. Ka Dang Noi Tsai Giida. Ka Kong Ko Nuoi Den Ong Now Trong Doi. Nin Ka Dang Ko Dan Cap Nuoi Den Ong Qua Tu. Ka Mat Tri Roy. Ben Jup to Mot Chut V to Gap Rac Roy Voi Dua B. Vatican Tam. The Thoi. That's all. V Emilio Dang Keto Mexico. Va Ka Kong Ko Aisua Ben Nong Lan. Ka Ko Cho Ben Nin Trum Mot Chut Truok Kai Veo Tam Kong. Mecho Ka Lada Void Duok Ngu Mot Chut Day. Becky Gamlan. V Nu Kong. To the damned Simong Nobi Kwa Ka Bei Cap Fong Roy. Whoa, Chi and Gi dang zare the nai. Ben zen veo. On muon ko mbia. Darlene Quay sang on. Becky ko mbikia. Hai nugoy se town and mot gia din han fuck. Hai nuoi ko the lap, day the gioi bang, mot lu tre viking kong, lo trong jong nuoi arian. Ai kung la nuoi kong lo doi voi ka het. Du munchkin no mon va za tin, Becky mang. Darlene Quay lai nin sai ben nong lan. Oh, con hai vong ben con nuok nong. Vi con ko by non trente day. Nu con kong duok tam nuok nong, con se chet mat. Lam on show con vod. Kong. Darlene het len. Noi chien voyon di. Ben ka xian kai Becky di len lao. On muon hu tai sa im gi on muon ko, and hung du a tray, kong lo voi Becky. On muon and hung du a tray no bi, lon than voyam ko. Noi cho on beat chi and gi dang zarad. Mu. Hu tai sa on by ko, I Thursday hut ma. Darlene noi, John ko run ray. On you do a b, on you tsai tu kung trung nian mao mo qua Becky, va on muon ko mot gia din. Phi. On muon ko mot gia din voyam. Cha. Ko luem kong na, Darlene nuke no. Nin nai, chung ta tam chi kan shua Thursday lauma, ben in ui. Chikan tip cuc len thoi. Oh, ta thoi, mse chikan thay doi tone bo tin catch kwamin. Oh nin kia. Gay my mat troy se mock, va bum, mang tai. Ko chi and gi zara o cho bacsia, ben hoi.